Okay, so hello everybody. Thank you for joining. My name is Nino, and today I will be your moderator for the webinar where we'll be talking about physics programs. The subject is physics, and we will have 4 exciting programs today. I don't know if you have already attended our webinars or not, so briefly, just to tell you, just to make the session smooth, as I mentioned, we have 4 speakers. I hope and I believe that you have your questions for specific programs, maybe 1 or 2 or all of them. So just to make sure that everything goes smoothly, please use the Q&A box to send your questions. And it would be really nice of you if you could mention the program name or at least the university to whom you are referring this question. This will help me and the speakers to then give you a most suitable answer. Finally, I want to say that even though the chat says disabled right now, it's not fully disabled because as soon as speakers start presenting, I will also listen carefully as you will be and try to follow their thoughts and sharing relevant links. For example, as soon as they mention UniAssist, an UniAssist article will be there, or when they start mentioning program requirements, I will try to share that also in the chat. If you have already attended our webinars, probably you know that I also have some introductory slides, which I will skip today because we have great presentations to listen to. But you will receive my slides on Monday as a part of the follow-up email with a recap of main points that will be discussed today. I will right now, because I see already the amount is increasing, I will just show the list of speakers, and then all of them will be introduced separately. So first we go with 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨, who will be talking about Master in Science program Quantum Engineering. The outlook of the program is on the left side. I know Jana will have more information to share, and then I stop my screen share and hand it over to her.
All right, thank you. Can start. So I would like to introduce you the Quantum Engineering Master's Program at the Leibniz University in Hanover. My name is 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘯𝘨 and I'm the program coordinator. Yes, I just want to briefly start with the initial overview that outlines the environment of the master's program, because I think that is what makes it really special. If you choose quantum engineering, you will come to LOH and your base will be here in Hanover. It's in the north of Germany. And but the study program profits from a close cooperation with the Technical University in Braunschweig. Braunschweig is a city that's not far from Hanover, and they have a study program there that's called Quantum Technologies. And it is possible and sometimes necessary to attend courses in Braunschweig, but it's possible in presence and in online. And both the degree programs were able to be created because the Cluster of Excellence Quantum Frontiers, which is a big research network, a big cluster of different research groups, has been established across the 2 universities in Hanover and Braunschweig. And we were also able to have the cooperation partner Physikalisch-Technische Bundesanstalt, as well as the Center of Applied Technology, Applied Space Technology and Microgravity, and the Max Planck Institute for Gravitational Physics, as well as the Laserzentrum Hannover, that you can see on the right-hand side, has to give you an impression about the topics that we cover in this cluster. And the scientists in this research network are working at the cutting edge of quantum mechanics, so in physics and also in quantum technologies, and have an insight into electrical engineering. And the difference between the degree programs in Hanover and Braunschweig, quantum engineering and quantum technologies, is that quantum engineering, so the program I'm talking about today, is designed for a background, a bachelor in physics, and optical technologies for a background, bachelor in electrical engineering. So depending on your interests, proceed in a bachelor, both programs offer the opportunity to become a quantum engineer. Hannover and Braunschweig are both located in the federal state Lower Saxony in Germany, and the network enables access to QVLS, that's the Quantum Valley Lower Saxony, which brings together the quantum expertise in science, industry, and politics. So you really have the possibilities of internships and project works right there. Together, this network stands for research and transfer of quantum technologies in the global race. Perfect for industrial internships or project works in non-academic surroundings. And this environment, in this environment embedded is that quantum engineers will be trained in the future to bring quantum technologies to the market in industrial and university research and development. So this is the setting you will be studying in. And here I will just give you a quick overview about the curriculum. Like that's a sample study plan if you start in the winter semester. Both semester, winter and summer semester is possible to start. The quantum engineering degree program focusing on imparting knowledge in all areas of quantum technologies. To this end, the curriculum will provide solid knowledge in the area of fundamental theoretical concepts, for example, in experimental and theoretical quantum optics, in solid state physics, and in quantum information. Through additional quantum engineering competencies, which on the one hand consists of an in-depth special lectures primarily from the Cluster of Excellence Quantum Frontiers and leave room for individually selectable focal points, and on the other hand are supplemented by practice-oriented models in electronics, control engineering, and optics. The degree program offers clear added value and a unique selling point compared to the classical physics degree program. A mandatory project work or a mandatory industrial internship will allow direct reference to experimental practice. That you can see is called here computational methods, simulations, and experimental control. That's the semester-spanning programming module that teaches necessary basics in data evolution, real-time control of experiments, and in introduction to simulations. In this way, scientific methods and work processes are taught from the textbook to the screen, optical table and workbench to publication. In particular, the independently conducted research project within the framework of the master thesis represents the synthesis of the previously learned scientific process here. So yeah, that's the quick overview. At the end, you will reach 120 credit points, and you really can choose to your specialization. You can go deeper into the physics elective or deeper into the electrical engineering elective, but from everything you have to cover the basics, and then you can choose on which you specialize, basically. So what are the admission regulations? Suitable previous degree programs are, for example, physics, optical technologies, electrical engineering, sometimes also other engineering programs, but they should have at least 20 ECTS CP in mathematics, 8 CP in quantum mechanics, and 5 CP in wave optics or in electrodynamics. If you can't, or if you haven't all of these requirements fulfilled, it is possible that we impose conditions that have to be fulfilled during the first 2 semesters of the of your studying the master's program, but it's also only possible if you have at least some of these requirements fulfilled. So you cannot come here and just fulfill all the requirements. But we can just say, okay, you have a background in engineering, for example, and there's a lack of some basic mathematical principles that you need for quantum mechanics. Then we could say, okay, you have to just do mathematics for physics again, or like visit quantum mechanics or coherent optics or something like that. Then we require an English level of C1, but the program is completely in English. And as I said before, you can start in winter and in summer semester. The qualification goals of this program is that you get an in-depth training in quantum mechanics and also the theoretical and practical knowledge of quantum technologies. And we want to have these 4 columns of quantum technologies, quantum engineering, like communication, metrology and sensing, simulation and computing. So you will be ideally suited to fill the gaps that are continually opening up on the labor market in industry. And with your profile, you can pursue laboratory activities as well as jobs in manufacturing or research and development. And quantum engineers also have all the prerequisites for obtaining a doctorate and pursuing an academic career. And you can choose your specialization individually corresponding to your bachelor's degree and interests. To give you just a short overview of the Leibniz University Hannover. So here you see some of the key research areas, which is the relevant ones for you, I think, is quantum optics and gravitational physics. So we have here precision measurement of space, time, light, and matter, as well as the development of laser systems and atomic clocks, and optical technologies. The fields of applications include camera technology, navigation or medicine, as well as the internet. And LOH focuses on laser technology. And there's also a lot of cooperation with other disciplines in chemistry or mechanical engineering. Yeah, and as you can see, there's a map from Germany. Hanover is located in the north. Braunschweig would be a bit to the right. And yes, also the University of Hanover and the University of Braunschweig are both T9 universities in Germany, and that's a alliance of leading universities of technology in Germany. Also probably interesting to know for you is that we are in the Alliance U list. It's of European universities. So there's a good cooperation between all these universities that you can see here for studies abroad, or like also online lectures sometimes. So it is just being established, but there are already a lot of opportunities to get in contact across Europe. Now some facts and figures for you. Here's the number of students. We have a total number of students of 27,200. And we have international students of 14%, which is like almost 4,000 international students. And international students are foreign citizenship is when you have a foreign citizenship and a foreign university entry qualification. Graduates in the last year, we had 2,000 bachelor degree, 2,000 master degree, and therefore we had 14% were international graduates, which equals to 644. Also, probably an interesting fact about the university is that their members of staff is like above 5,000 people are working at this university in research and in administration and in techniques. And also from the staff, there is 13% international staff. So the internationals who come here often stay here. You can see that in the percentage of the graduation and also the staff that is in the university. And good to know for you, we have a welcome center here in university and very good international office that welcomes you, that helps you get started in Germany, helps you finding a flat as good as possible, that hooks you up with a study buddy so that you get more into contact with locals, and you also get to improve your intercultural skills and language acquisition, so you can improve in your German language. Yes. And probably, last but not least, how is it to live in Hanover? Hanover is the capital of Lower Saxony, of the federal state Lower Saxony, and has more than 500,000 inhabitants. Central location and excellent access to transport. We have an airport, railway network, and we have the world's largest exhibition sites. There is, for example, the trade fair Hannover Messe, or currently there's a IAA, the big automobile fair. And yes, here's also the headquarters of Continental, Balsen, Volkswagen, and TUI. And as a special thing, Hanover is a very green city. So according to different rankings, Hanover is Germany's greenest city. And we have Herrenhausen Gardens, is a Baroque garden. And we have the 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨, which is one of Europe's largest forests in the heart of a city. So Hanover is actually quite beautiful to live in. And I really hope you enjoyed this and could take something with you. I thank you for your interest. If you're even interested more, you can follow the QR code. Then you come to a little video and even more information on the website. And yeah, I invite you to just go there and have a look. And probably you have even some questions later on. So thank you.
Thank you very much for this presentation. Indeed, the questions are there, and as promised, I try to follow your speech, and some wrap-ups are also on in chat right now. All right, then I would like to share my screen once again and give the virtual mic to our second guest, Professor Dr. Markus Betz, who will be talking about another master's degree program in physics. This is 𝘗𝘪𝘵𝘪𝘥, and you again have the location and the program overview on the slide.
Hello from my side as well. I'm talking about a regular degree in physics. So we are at TU Dortmund University, and I will briefly show you the location in Germany. So we are okay, so we are in the northwestern part of Germany, close to the area of Düsseldorf and Cologne, in the so-called Ruhrgebiet. And we are Dortmund is also very famous for soccer. So arguably the second most famous soccer team is in Dortmund. And actually next week we will have the greeting of our first year students taking place in the soccer arena in Dortmund. Just a few words about TU Dortmund in general. So this is, for example, our Mars Tower, the biggest building on campus. So TU Dortmund is a university which is roughly 50 years old. It covers a broad variety of disciplines. So we have 17 departments within the university, and our strong focus is on the one hand side, science and engineering. That's why we are called a technical university, but we also have along humanities and social science. So the university was funded in 1968. We have roughly 7,000 employees, including 325 associate and full professors. And we do have about 30,000 students. So our budget is in the area of 400 million. And we have around 100 million in external grants. So we are supported by many projects from the German Science Foundation and other funding sources. What about studies and teaching in Dortmund? So we have a broad selection of degrees. So we have about 80 degree programs. And we have not only science disciplines, we also have teacher degrees. And 60% of the students are enrolled in natural science and engineering degree programs. So that's the majority of the students. The other 40% are enrolled in the humanities and social science. So in total, we have about 31 bachelor degree programs which are subject specific, and we have 41 master's degree programs which are mostly nowadays taught in English. Our student number is pretty large, so we are among the larger universities in Germany. The student number has a bit declined, but it remains on a high level. So it seems to be that we have reached a plateau of about 32,000 students. So we have a high plateau reached after many, many years of continuous growth. So we have a lot of international students on campus. So 18% of the students have an international background from around 120 different countries. So we have a lot of support measures and advisory measures, and we also have an international meeting center where typically meetings for international students are set up. So this is the distribution of the international students across the continents. So we have really a broad mixture of international students. And right now we offer 14 English language master's degree programs. Physics is among those. We have switched the master degree in physics to English instruction language as of last year. So we are now starting the second cohort with an English taught program. We have a lot of partnerships across all of the world. That's just a list of all, or a summary of all the cooperations the university has. So this has a strong focus on North America, but also a strong focus on Asia. And we actually operate, for example, a so-called 𝘈𝘓𝘪𝘥 dependence in New York. We also had one in Russia, which probably is closed down right now. But okay, I will talk about 𝘈𝘓𝘪𝘥 in general, what 𝘈𝘓𝘪𝘥 means, and just the numbers. We have about 380 cooperation agreements with universities worldwide, and we have around 140 departmental collaborations. So I also, on the previous slide, you saw something about 𝘈𝘓𝘪𝘥, which is the University Alliance Ruhr. The University Alliance Ruhr takes together the universities in Duisburg, Essen, Bochum, and Dortmund. And since about 15 years, we have a strong cooperation within these universities. So you can also take courses at these other universities. And in total, this University Alliance covers 1,300 professors and about 120,000 students. And we have about 16,000 graduates here per year. And we also are internationally visible. So we have liaison offices in Asia as well as in the US. So coming now to the physics department. So we are a medium-sized physics department with 24 professors. If we sum up all of our students, bachelor, master, and PhD students, we right now have 800 students. We have the following master programs. So we have a Master of Science in Physics. That's what I will be talking about. We also have an international master in particle physics, and a colleague will give a presentation on that on November 18th. We also have a Master of Science in Medical Physics, which not too many departments offer. Right now, this program is taught in German only, but we are thinking of switching that to English next year. What are the main research areas of the physics department? So we have a strong focus on solid state physics. About 40% of the faculty members are working in solid state physics. Then we have a number of very strong groups in elementary particle physics, both theory and experiment. We have 2 groups working on medical physics, and we have a new addition to our department. So since we started with one professor in atomic and molecular optics, next week a second one will join, and next year probably a third one will join. About our Master of Science in Physics, I forgot to include a slide about the requirements. Well, but it's very simple. You need a bachelor degree in physics, which should be somehow equivalent to a German bachelor in physics, and you need English level C1. Those are the requirements for our program. You can start in October for the autumn term, or you can start in April for the summer term. The application deadlines are fairly early because, well, checking all these international applications takes some time. So you have to apply on July 15th for the October term, and on January 15th for April entry. As most German universities, we have no tuition fees at all. There are just some administrative fees in the order of 300 euro per term. And the duration of our program is 2 years, which means 4 terms. So our program is very flexible. So in the first year, you have a course program. You have to choose between one specialization module, which is either theoretical solid-state physics or theoretical particle physics. You have to do some advanced lab courses. You have to take 2 seminars. But other than that, you are really free to choose elective modules as you like. Certainly preferred that they somehow topically are fit to each other, but we are pretty flexible about that. So the second year has a very strong research focus. So the students join one of the existing research groups and have 1 year of research-oriented studies. There is some formal substructure, but it has to be seen as more or less 1 year of research. So you start with an internship and some methods and project planning, which are actually designed to the research group you are planning to join. And then there is a master thesis, which comprises 30 credits. About 40% of our own graduates continue with the PhD program, either at TU Dortmund University or in other locations in Germany or across the world. So that's about it, what I wanted to tell you. So I'm happy to take questions at this point.
Thank you very much, Professor Betz, for the introduction, information, and the application requirements and application documents are already in chat with GPA requirement and for English, because it's frequently asked question, I'm sure you know. So all this information is already in chat, dear attendees. If you want to have a look, please go ahead. Now this gives me the right to introduce our third speaker, Dr. Sascha Hochmann, who will be talking about another master's level program in physics. This is Paderborn University. Once again, location and the program details will be presented in more detail.
Yeah, thank you, and also warm welcome from my side. Let me share my screen. Probably, no, you see the wrong slides right now. Huh? It's working? Great.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you a bit about our Master of Science here in Paderborn University. As you can see, we have nice pictures here of things with optics and with semiconductor devices, because those are our focus points. Let's see. Oops, sorry. Probably you didn't hear too much about Paderborn, since it's a small city compared to Dortmund or Hannover. We have about 150,000 inhabitants, and Paderborn University has about 16,000 students. More than 2,000 of them are international students. And as you can see here, we have a lot of green, so it's quite a nice place to live. And we are more or less here in Germany, so we are close to the middle. And if you want to see a bigger city than Paderborn, it's never too far to go there for a visit and return to the nice smaller city after that. So in our department, we have in total 8 experimental groups and 8 theoretical groups, and 3 groups with a focus on education, but probably those are not too important for you. And here you can see our focus in quantum technologies, optoelectronics and photonics, and material science. And you can see we are a pretty small department with about 230 students in physics in bachelor and master. So there are not too many, and that's pretty nice because you can get a good contact to everyone. You get to know your teachers, the professors, and also the other students. And that's pretty nice since we have a nice mood here with everyone knowing more or less everyone. But we're a small university maybe, but still we are good at research. We have a high volume of third-party funding. We also have a cooperation with the TU Dortmund that we heard before. And at the moment, we're getting a new lab about photonic quantum science. You see 6 million euros. That's pretty nice. So we are going to have quite modern labs when you maybe come here to start your career in your master. Well, first of all, in a nutshell, I'm talking about the Master of Science in Physics. Like always, 4 semesters, so 2 years in the standard period of study. It's completely in English, so you don't need any German. And a new thing is that we have 3 variants. You can focus on, well, general physics, you can focus on photonic quantum technologies, or you can focus on optoelectronics, materials, and devices. But that's nothing you have to decide right now. You can decide when you are here. I will give you a short overview about what will happen in those 2 years. What you see is a lot of blue, and the blue things in the variant of general physics, the blue things are things that you can choose. Those are elective modules, so you have a lot of freedom to see what's interesting for you. I won't give you a list of the specializations right now because there are like, I think 15, so it would be a bit long. When you're interested in that, you can have a look at our homepage, and there you can find a document with a long list. You have some quantum mechanics, that's something that you have to do. You have a seminar, and you have some technical English to improve your skills, especially in this part of English that you need to deal, well, in technical stuff. And then the second year is, well, a bit like we heard about Dortmund. It's 1 year completely in a working group. So you have 1 semester of preparation for your thesis, and then 1 semester for your thesis. So half of your studies will be part in a working group. You're working at modern research, and I think that's pretty cool because you can work sometimes as part of a PhD thesis, sometimes your own project, and I will show you that sometimes you already get a nice publication about the stuff that you did in your master thesis. When you decide to do one of the other variants, it differs in some details, especially the blue part gets a bit yellow or orange. Those are specific courses that you have to take for this variant. At the end, you can say, I want this variant on my certificate. So it will say that you have a Master of Science of Paderborn University with a focus on photonic quantum technologies. And to do so, you have to take those specific courses, or the same if you decide you want to focus on optoelectronics, materials, and devices. You have another spot in orange with some specific courses. Well, to get an overview about all the specializations, I would recommend you to have a look at our homepage. There you find all the documents that you need. As I told you, it's a bit long to tell you all about that right now. Or if you are interested, we can also make a special appointment that I can tell you a bit more specifically. That's also no problem. And there you can find all the details, the contents, what you will learn. what's the examination at the end, and all this stuff like this. Well, so I told you small city, university not so big. So why is it a good idea to start at Paderborn University? Well, here you can find everything under one roof. We are a university with short ways. You can walk more or less everywhere. And the advantage of a not so big city is that usually the rents are not that high. So compared to other cities, it's quite cheap here. And still, we have an excellent support ratio. Since we don't have that many students, it's easy to get appointments with everyone. The courses are not too big. You get help everywhere, all the help that you need. And you have good opportunities to get a job here at university while you study, or to continue with a PhD. So if you say, it was interesting what I did in my master, and I would like to continue like this, here you have good opportunities to do so. And all of that we can do in nice and modern labs, like here with the optical focus, or here with the MBE in the clean room, or if you prefer theoretical groups in small working groups, you can work intensively with the professors and work in a good mood to get good results. And as I told you, sometimes this also gives you your first publication. So this is based on the master thesis of this 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥, or quite actually from July, one from 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥, who's still in his master, so he's also already working on his first publication in an international journal. So at the end, the admission requirements are, well, basically the standard things. You need a bachelor's degree in physics or something equivalent. You need a final grade of at least 3.0 in the German system. You might know lower numbers are better in the German system. So with a Bayerian formula, you can calculate it. And of course, you need a proof of English, like the IELTS 6.0. And for the application, we use UniAssist. So you have to apply there, and you have to prepare all the standard documents, especially, of course, your certificate of the bachelor. I think that's not too surprising. And also we have early deadlines to give you some time to apply for your visa and everything you need. Sometimes it happens that you arrive a bit late because you all know visa things sometimes need some time. That's also no problem. We will help you individually when you arrive a bit late. So just write us and that will work. Don't worry about that. Well, of course, university is not just studying and writing thesis. You also have a lot of opportunities to do things like sports here at university, more or less everything that would be interesting for you. And you also have the possibility to visit German language courses. This is especially interesting for you when you think about staying here in Germany, because of course it helps a lot when you speak the language a bit. Well, that was what I wanted to tell you. I'm happy about some questions at the end, and if you have any longer questions, we can also make individual appointments. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Nino. I would like to present the Master of Physics program at Ulm University, which is an international master program. It's entirely taught in English. It was established more than 10 years ago in the English language, and was one of many programs we established in English since the early 2000s. Ulm University is one of the 9 research universities of the state of Baden-Württemberg. Sadly, Baden-Württemberg is the only state in Germany who actually still has study fees for international students. But if you have any questions concerning the study fees, you can contact me afterwards. I would just focus on Ulm University's situation right now. We are on the border to the federal state of Bavaria. Actually, we are in a twin city. Ulm is on the Baden-Württemberg side, and New Ulm is on the Bavarian side of the Danube, which is one of the largest rivers in Germany. Ulm University was founded about 50 years ago. We are heading towards our 60th birthday. Now we are 4 faculties, one in engineering, computer science, and psychology. The other one is mathematics and economics, and of course our natural sciences faculty, which comprises of the departments biology, chemistry, and physics, and a quite large medical faculty. We have approximately 10,000 students, so we are on the smaller side of the universities, as well as some of the colleagues already mentioned before. The total number of professors of Ulm University is approximately 220, and only about 13 are in the physics department. Ulm University is a campus university and is embedded in the so-called Science City. We have quite a few companies and research facilities on the so-called Eselsberg, which is a part of the city. And this is quite nice because students can travel from one end of the campus to the other via Straßenbahn or the public transport. Oops. We are a very green university campus, so it's quite nice to have some leisure time on campus as well. In your lunch breaks in summer, it's really, really nice. And you see those science park areas and the medical facilities as well. The science park facilities are really interesting for students who want to have a job during their study, because there are quite a few companies that hire physics or engineering students. Plus, we have the German Aerospace Center with the Institute of Quantum Technologies situated at the Science Park 1, no, 2, sorry. So the Department of Physics offers quite a variety of different study programs. Of course, we offer all our bachelor study programs in German. All the offered master programs are taught in English or mainly in English, like the Physics and Management master's program that is mainly taught in English, but not completely. The other physics-related master programs, apart from the pure physics, is biophysics and the quantum engineering. My colleague Gloria Gessinger will do a presentation on the quantum engineering and the biophysics study programs very soon. If you're interested, please check the German University website for those as well. Our physics department is comprised of experimental physics and theoretical physics institutes, where we still have a majority of experimental physics institutes. We have a close collaboration with the Max Planck Institute of Plasma Physics in Garching, close to Munich, and on campus, the Institute for Laser Technologies in Medicine and Metrology, as well as the German Aerospace Center with the Institute of Quantum Technologies. Our research priorities are biophysics and soft matter, condensed matter and nanoscience, econophysics, which is the main focus of the physics and management program, as well as the plasma physics as another research focus. and of course quantum science and technology, because of the close collaboration with the German Aerospace Center. We established the quantum engineering program together with the faculty of engineering 2 years ago. Oops, sorry. So I would like to elaborate a little bit on the study plan. We have in the compulsory area, students have to complete a advanced physics lab course, one advanced quantum mechanics lecture, a seminar in physics, and the methodological knowledge and project planning modules. They are the first part of the master's thesis. Students have the opportunity to plan their master's thesis, their research topic, really like in a project management style. They are required to focus milestones for their project, for the thesis project, and this is a essential part of their independent research work. Our elective area is quite large. These relate closely to our research focus, which I just highlighted on the slide before. So students can either have their focus in biophysics and soft matter, or, for example, in quantum science and technology. However, they can always choose more subject-related topics in the other elective areas. The master thesis plus those two project planning modules for the third and fourth semester, so students have a full year of actual thesis work. Well, is Ulm an attractive university city? I think so. We were ranked quite good in the Times Higher Education ranking for German university, so we were really happy with that. As I already elaborated, we have quite a few interesting partners, as well as an excellency cluster in post-lithium storage, which is in cooperation with the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, University Gießen, and the ZSW, the Center of Solar and Hydrogen Research Baden-Württemberg, the Center of Integrated Quantum Science and Technology in cooperation with University of Stuttgart, as a Center of Quantum Biosciences and Biomedical Sensors at our campus. 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥 centers also situated here in close collaboration with the University of Stuttgart. As my colleagues already mentioned, we also have quite simple restrictions and requirements for students who want to study our master's program in physics. They need a bachelor's degree in physics or a closely related bachelor's program such as nanoscience or quantum science, for example. The grade has to be better than 2.4 in the German system. The English requirements are at B2 level of the European framework classifications, and you can see the minimum of mathematics and experimental physics and theoretical physics listed below. Well, the deadlines for summer term is November 15th, so that's very soon, just like the American election. And for the winter term next year, it's May 15th. Well, feel free to get in touch with me if you have any further questions about the program or our research areas. Me and my colleague Gloria Gessinger are very, very happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I was informed that during my introductory slide you couldn't hear me. I hope you can hear me now. Yeah?
Yes, that's
Okay,
fine.
great. Yeah, sorry for that. I was just informed later. All right, thank you very much to all of you for your presentations. Thank you very much for already taking some questions in Q&A. And now then let us start this round of Q&As. I suggest I go for questions, like 2 questions per program. And if you want to specifically mention anything or voice any question, feel free to just go ahead. One note that even though Jana and Dr. Hochman, you have already answered some questions, I will still voice them because people see it as a private answer, so maybe it could be also interesting for others. But thank you very much for taking the questions. So the very first question that came for, and maybe I don't know if it's better, I could also call by universities so that it's understandable for speakers maybe who don't know or don't remember the program representatives by last name. So first questions go for Hanover, Leibniz University Hanover. First is the following. Are emerging topics like quantum entanglement, quantum computing, or quantum cryptography integrated into the curriculum? This is not my field. I did social sciences, so if I mispronounce something, forgive me. Yeah, just go ahead, Jana.
Okay, then I just go ahead. So yeah, I already answered to that. That is possible that the courses that you can take are changing over the different semesters, and there are also always coming new ones into the perspective. And this semester, for example, there are 2 actually around quantum computing. Quantum cryptography is something that our researchers is doing. Also quantum entanglement, there has been one last semester, I think. So it also always changes a bit, which stuff is coming up in which semester, but you have the flexibility to choose one of those during your studies.
Thank you. And the second question is, I'll combine the one with expectations for master's thesis and the courses at Braunschweig. Is it possible to do master thesis with any of these universities, or it should be in Hanover only? And how are the distribution of courses in Braunschweig?
Yeah, so the courses in Braunschweig actually are mostly the ones, in electrical engineering. So the physics part is strongly represented in Hanover, and there you also have the chance to fulfill some of the electrical engineering parts. But regarding to the study program quantum technologies in Braunschweig, you have there the possibility to take a lot more courses in electrical engineering. And regarding the master thesis, and I should mention that it is always you that is choosing which courses you are doing. So that is always the elective courses. So no mandatory courses are taught in Braunschweig. And the thesis, you have to do it in Hanover actually, but is up to you. You could also do it in industry, your master thesis, but you always have to have a professor from, someone from the Hanover University that is responsible for your master thesis. But you can do it anywhere, like also probably in a laboratory in Braunschweig, so that would have to be talked about, but it should be possible actually.
Thank you. Professor Betz, I see you're answering the question which I would like to voice, if it's okay for you. Sorry, I missed the presentation by Dortmund representative. I hope it's okay to still ask question. How much emphasis is placed on learning advanced coding skills for modeling, and are there any recommended languages or software tools? Python, MATLAB, C++. Thank you very much.
So we have a number of research group is oriented towards programming and data analysis. depending on the research area, it's either C++ or it's Python. That depends on the research area, but we also have quite a number of courses in this area.
Mhm. And second question that came for you is from Rad. Are there specific research interests, skills, or experiences the admissions committee in Dortmund looks for?
Not really. So we have a fairly broad distribution of research fields. So we are open to all kinds of qualifications.
Mhm. Thank you. The question for me, which was about the recording, I answered in chat, but in case you didn't see it, dear attendees, in case the recording is approved by the speakers, it will be posted on our YouTube channel. The link to for the YouTube channel is in chat. Okay, then we have questions for Paderborn University, which were also answered. So I go in answered sections to see that. First one, does the specialization start during the first semester for Paderborn?
Yes, basically yes. So if you follow the standard plan, you start in the first semester. Anyway, this is a suggestion. You can also do the courses in other order. That's free, up to you. And it's also no problem to change if you notice, maybe I want to do something else. You can change it without any problem, and you can also take courses with you. That's easy.
Just an adapt from my side, which is also frequently asked question about specializations. Is it shown on the final diploma as well when somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The second question was about, you didn't mention your university specifically, but according to time spam, I believe it refers to you, according about the labs. In labs, do you have advanced equipment like particle detectors, lasers, or nanotechnology instrumentation?
Well, yeah, we have a lot of stuff. We don't have big particle detectors since we don't do particle physics, but we have, I don't know how many lasers, a lot. Since we do a lot of quantum optics, we have everything you can imagine about quantum optics. We have things for analysis. We have a STEM, scanning transition electron microscope. We have a modern clean room to fabricate modern semiconductor layers and stuff like this. Well, the list would be a bit too long, I think, to tell it right now. If you're interested in that, I would recommend to have a look at our homepage to check a bit what our working groups are doing, because they show what they have. They're proud about the stuff they have.
Mm-hmm. Now for Ulm, first one was already answered about the cooperations, and Dr. Körner mentioned that there are no cooperations for CERNE and ITER. Is it correct?
Yeah, for the CERN and the ITER, we don't have direct cooperations with them. However, with the Max Planck Institute of Plasma Physics, they do have contacts to those institutions.
Mm-hmm. And I think this question also refers to your program. Is there a connection between the program and material science, particularly in studying properties of novel materials or nanostructures?
We have some research groups that focus on the development of new materials, especially in the mentioned battery materials areas. That's in cooperation with the Helmholtz Institute on campus, as well as the ZSW, or in different institutes of the chemistry department.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now, since you are good in time, I would like to use this option to also ask some technical things or organizational things, and maybe let's go for one round once again. First, the question that came was about how long does the application review process typically take? Maybe Jana, if you want to start.
Yeah. So normally, when the application deadlines ends, the admission people get your applications, and they review it very carefully, and it will take around about 6 weeks till they review that, until the process is also done, like that you have it in your that you can see it in your application profile. Probably sometimes even 8 weeks. We try to be as fast as possible, because we all know that you get problems with your visa if we are too late. So yeah, we try to hurry as much as possible, but there are a few steps that has to be done in between.
Thank you. Professor Betts, if you want to add on this.
Yeah, I can. Well, I think we are on the departmental side, we are even a bit faster than what was mentioned before, maybe a few weeks, but we have almost no influence in the speed of UniAssist.
Correct. Yeah, I already saw a question about VPD and UniAssist. Dear attendees, the article about UniAssist and VPD is also in chat. And we also have a whole webinar for 40 minutes or so. My colleague Mari is explaining how you need to register on UniAssist and where to find the programs. So if you want to know more about that, feel free to join that webinar. Dr. Hochmann, would you briefly also mention how it's the process with you?
It's basically the same like in Dortmund. We also use UniAssist, so the important thing is how long they need. Usually, if you are early, they are faster. If you are a few days before deadline, they need more time, because a lot of people sending the stuff shortly before the deadline. And if we get the things, we try to do it as fast as possible due to the visa issues that you sometimes have. Usually, I would calculate like 6 to 8 weeks if everything works smoothly.
And for Ulm, Dr. Ковнle, again, UniAssist is in place.
Yeah, we also have the application via UniAssist. So as the other colleagues already mentioned, sometimes we cannot influence the speed of the UniAssist processing. So we try to let the students know within 6 weeks. Sometimes it takes longer. And for some students, especially ones we have to schedule selection interviews with, it might be a little longer as well.
Thank you. Another technical thing, which is about the final degree, is it possible to apply with preliminary transcript if the person is in the last semester? Yeah, I see it's yes for Hanover, yes for Ulm, also Dortmund, and no for Paderborn, right? You need to have your final degree. Okay, it was quick, thank you. Another question is also general. For master thesis research program in the second year, will the university assist in assigning the research or institute, or students will have to find of their own? I think Jana already answered this, saying that you are selecting where you do it and how you do it. And usually this is normal for German universities, but in case it's different at one of your programs, please, you can unmute yourself and just jump in.
Yeah, I might add that sometimes there are like the possibilities that they have offer a master thesis basically in their lab or something. And we also hope, of course, that during the practical courses that we offer already, the project work and so on, that you already get a hint on your master thesis basically. But yes, you have the complete freedom with guiding, probably. Guidance, yes.
Yeah, for us, it's basically the same. We assist if necessary, but usually students find a suitable master's thesis because of the project work they do and the interest they take in the different courses. Thanks.
Yeah, the same is true for Dortmund. Pretty much the same.
In Paderborn also the same.
Great. Thank you very much. I just once again resent the link about the 𝘈𝘢𝘳𝘵 application process. The webinar I have not linked, but I will do so in a second. So next webinar about 𝘈𝘢𝘳 is at October 7th at 4 o'clock Central European time, and the link is also in chat. Great. Even though I was a bit late, because I started the webinar with delay, then our speakers helped me to catch up for that. So thank you very much for this. I, of course, thank you for your time and contribution to the webinar. Dear attendees, I was kind of monitoring the number was changing constantly. So I believe people were joining for specific presentations, and I hope you got the questions answered.